Welcome, and thank you for joining me on the mat today. Today's focus is going to be all about our hamstring. So, for one of the exercises, you may want one or two blocks or something that you can rest your hands on just so you can bring the earth a little bit closer to you. So, if you've got your blocks, if you need them, and your mat rolled out, let's get started. So, find that comfortable seated position. Sit up tall through the spine. I'll invite you to also close the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Start taking a few deep inhales and exhales through the nose, allowing the belly and the rib cage and the chest to expand as you inhale. And as you exhale, let everything sink back in. Start guiding the breath so that each inhale is as long and slow as the exhale. And find that a count of 3 to start is comfortable. And slowly make them deeper and longer. Beautiful. Let's take 2 more of these deep breaths. And find that nice natural breath again. And simply drop the chin towards the chest. As most often, I like to start my class stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, lift the chin back to center. And on an exhale, send the gaze to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, gaze to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, center. And exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale back to center. And let's take one more chin to chest. Inhale, rise up, grow tall, and take some big shoulder rolls. And opposite direction. Find some stillness, grow even taller. And then exhale, walk the hands forward. Take a gentle forward fold. Let the head hang heavy towards the earth. And come back to a few of those deep breaths. Each exhale, allow your body to grow a little bit heavier. Perhaps you can sink a little bit closer to the earth. Inhale, walk the hands back up to center, grow nice and tall. Take this left hand to the earth beside us. Inhale, right arm up, grow really tall. And then exhale to bend and reach. Expand that right rib cage. And if your flexibility allows, while still keeping this right hip into the earth, you can drop to your elbow as well. Your hip starts to lift, just come up a little bit higher. And inhale, rise back up to center, grow tall. Take an extra breath, inhale, slow exhale. Other side, right hand to the earth. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale to bend and lengthen. Again, perhaps seeing if this right hand can come to the earth. And inhale back to center, grow tall. Take that pause. Uncross your legs and just take a moment to give them a windshield wiper out. And then we're going to plant our feet onto the mat. And we're going to bring our hands underneath the legs. So we're bringing our chest and our belly onto our thighs. And we want to keep them there. So as we keep them there, we're going to walk our feet out, starting to get a little bit straighter, a little bit longer in the legs. When your chest and your belly start to rise, that's where you want to pause. And you can let that head relax. If you can get your legs out straight, awesome. If not, this is still doing the same stretch. Good, relax. Grow up nice and tall. Bring those legs back in a little bit. We're going to go one more time. Belly and chest to the thighs. Hug the legs and then walk them out. Perhaps you can walk a little bit further this time. And release. Relax those legs. We're going to keep our right leg straight out in front of us. We're going to cross this left leg over, and we're going to bring this knife edge of our foot onto the earth. So when we do that, our left knee stacks almost directly over our right knee, and that's what we want here. So we're starting to feel this stretch, hopefully in the glute of your left. If you're already really feeling it, stay right here. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you can cross this right leg underneath, coming in to our cow face pose. Sit up nice and tall. Couple more deep breaths. Lovely. Slowly unwind. Take it on the other side. So this time, left leg straight out, right leg crosses over. Again, knife edge of the foot, knee to knee. Sit up nice and tall. And then perhaps tuck that left leg underneath you. Do it all, or most of it, in our right glute this time. Scan the body, see where else you feel the stretch. You might feel a little bit into that left side. You might feel it in your lower back as well. There's no wrong answer here. Good. Slowly unwind. Let's bring that right leg straight out again. This time we'll plant our left foot onto the earth, knee up towards the ceiling. And if you are able to tuck your foot in our cow face pose, you're welcome to tuck it in again for your twist. And if this is too much, just leave it out long. We're going to take this left hand behind us. Right hand can hug the knee or bring that elbow onto the thigh. So really grow tall here. Lengthen through the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to twist. Thinking of moving from your belly first, then your rib cage and shoulders and neck turning last. Good. Slowly unwind back through center. Grow nice and tall. Uncross your legs. Switch it up. So left leg extended, right leg to the earth. And perhaps tucking it underneath. Grow nice and tall. Right hand behind. Left hand to hug or around the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Perhaps taking an extra inhale, growing a little bit taller. And another exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And inhale, unwind back to center. Uncross the legs, and we're going to take them out nice and wide. Toes towards the ceiling. Use your hands behind your or beside your hips to lift up nice and tall. We want that nice tall spine. And then using the hands to keep you lengthened and support you. Send your chest forward. Keep that flat back. Hold for 6. And then inhale, rise, relax a little. Exhale, forward, hold again, 6. Inhale, rise. Taking one more. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Turn towards your right toes, shoulders square up. Bring your hands still beside you. Exhale, chest forward. Now, if you can maintain your flat back, you're welcome to take your arms towards the leg. And then inhale, rise and relax. Exhale, reach forward, flat back. Thinking of sending your chest towards the tips of your toes. Inhale, relax. Once more, fold forward, flat back. And inhale, rise up. Square the shoulders to the left leg. Nice and tall. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Once more. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Grow tall. We're going to take this right hand on the inside of our right leg. Left arm's going to reach up. And then we're going to bend into that side body. Right hand reaches towards the heel. Fingertips on your left hand reach up and over. Inhale. Relax your center. We're only going to do once on each side. The left hand on the inside of your left leg. Right arm lift. And exhale. Reach. Expand that body. And perhaps notice if it feels a little bit more intense when we do it this way than from our cross-legged side bend. If it feels the same, also great. Inhale, back to center. Bring the legs together. Give them a little windshield wiper because that feels good on the hips. Then we're going to come into our tabletop position. So taking a moment as we transfer into our tabletop to check that wrists are below elbows, below shoulders, knees are below hips. All 10 fingers spread nice and wide. We're pressing the earth away. Coming into that cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, chest lifts, gaze forward. And exhale, round the spine, head drops, belly button tucks in. And you can just flow through this cat-cow at your own pace. So if you feel like you need to bring a little bit more warmth into the body, you can just breathe and move a little bit faster. If it feels good, feel free to take it nice and slow. Pause at either end. This is also an option. Just keep pushing the earth away and moving vertebrae. Lovely. We'll take about one more round. If you're going a little bit faster, you can take a couple extra more than I do here. This last exhale. And back to a nice neutral spine. We're going to come into our flows right away here. So we're going to tuck our toes underneath, press into the hands, send the hips up and back into our down dog. Chest is reaching towards the thighs, gaze between the feet. Thinking of creating that straight line from our wrist to our shoulder to our hips. And then we're going to take some nice, slow, deliberate walks. So we're going to really bend into one knee, straighten the other, and lower the heel to the earth. And then switch. So taking it nice and slow, really feeling that stretch along the straight leg. Still thinking of sending the chest back towards the thighs. So I'm going to take one more on each leg, just so I'm even. And then we'll find some stillness. Come up high onto your toes. Bend into the knees. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Let the arms and the head hang heavy. You can inhale a half lift, flat back. Reach through the crown of the head. Shoulders pull back. Exhale to lower. We're going to take two more of these today for our first one. Inhale, flat back. Chest lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale once more. Let's hold this guy. Really reach through the crown of the head, shoulders pull down. Exhale, lower. Make sure you got a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, hands overhead. And then exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take a few moments in our mountain pose today. So you can keep these hands at heart center or bring them to your hips or just let them dangle for a bit here. Check in with your toes and your feet so that our feet are in line with our hip bones here. So we got a nice straight line from hip to knee to ankle. So you'll notice if I bring my feet in together, my hips are actually outside of my feet. And if I take my feet too wide, my hips are inside. So I want this nice straight line. For most people, it'll be just bigger than a fist distance apart. And then we're going to lift and try and spread our toes as if you've got monkey feet. And you'll start to feel the pressure just on like the 2 points at the front and on your heel. Now check in with your knees that you're not pressing them back and hyperextending your knees as you're pressing into your feet. Give them a little bend because it's going to get really uncomfortable in your knees if you're pressing them back. Lovely. Keep those toes nice and spread. Release to the earth, but really still think of pressing mainly into those 3 points. Your toes are kind of there for balance, but we can still function with them lifted up off the earth. So we spread our toes as they return to the earth, and then we're going to lift and lower. So we are stretching into those toes. We are practicing our balance and also bringing that stretch into the hamstring. So take it nice and slow. Perhaps hold there before releasing to the earth. If you find you are quite wobbly, it's actually really good to settle into that wobble for a little bit. It does mean your muscles are working. It'll also help if you focus your gaze on something in front of you, perhaps on the wall or just in front of you on the floor, maybe about 3 meters ahead. When our gaze wanders, we are allowing our mind to wander as well, and that affects our balance. Let's take one more. I don't always count, so it's just a feeling. All right, come back to the earth. Perhaps take it a little bit walk if those knees feel a little bit tight. And we will continue on with our flows. So check back in that you're at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold forward, let it all go. Take that half lift. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Deep end in the knees, plant the hands, step or hop it back. High plank. And let's hang out in our high plank for a little bit today. So check in that your wrists are below your shoulders, or rather your shoulders are above your wrists. Belly button's tucked in. Fingers are spread nice and wide, creating that nice solid base. We're not lifting our chin. Our gaze is down just in front of our fingertips. All right, if you need to drop the knees, feel free to do so. We're going to lower down through our chaturanga. Elbows hug the rib cage. Inhale to your cobra or your up dog. And then when you're ready, send the hips back to your down dog. Press through those hands. Chest reaches towards the thighs. High up onto the toes. Step just your right foot forward in between your hands and drop your left knee to the earth. Now here's where you may need both your blocks. And your blocks have 3 levels, so depending on your balance as well as your hamstring flexibility, you may be able to take them on this middle range, but up on the high, also great option here. And you can explore as you go to see which option you need. You may even just need them slightly higher than the earth. All right, so we're going to come up into this low lunge, and then we're going to walk this right leg out so that our heel is just on the earth, toes to the ceiling, straight leg. And then try and get this left leg so that your hip is stacked over your knee. I'm already losing my balance. Grow up nice and tall. And then exhale, bring your chest forward. Keep this flat back. So if you can balance, you can keep your hands on your hips. But if you need those blocks, bring them beside your legs. Keep this flat back. All right, we're going to inhale, rise back up. Take it nice and slow. Again, keep that focus in front of you. Notice I turned my head and I lost my balance. Exhale. We're going to do 3 sets. So send that chest forward. Just hold for about 6. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Grow tall. Exhale, fold forward. Last one. Good. Move those blocks just out beside you when you grow up nice and tall. And then we're going to just wiggle that leg back in underneath you. No need to be graceful about it. And we're going to come into the other side right away. So send that left leg straight out in front of you. Again, check in. We got hip over knee, toes to the earth, sky. Grow nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, chest towards the toes. Again, use those blocks if you need to. You may find one side is actually a little bit more balanced than the other. Exhale, chest forward. Or perhaps you just gained some confidence from doing it on the other side. Good. Inhale, rise up. Once more. Exhale forward. Good. Inhale, rise up. Again, wiggle that leg underneath you. Set your blocks off to the side. That's actually all we're going to need them for today. So you can set them far away from you so you won't accidentally hit them during the rest of the class. Let's come back to that tabletop position so we can flow through our vinyasa again. Toes tucked underneath. Up and back. Down dog. Chest to the thighs. High up onto the toes. Bend into the knees. Step or hop it forward. Forward fold. Let that head and the arms hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rise up, hands overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Deep bend in the knees, pull out the hands. Step or hop it back, high plank. And take a moment, check in with all those points of alignment and that you're still breathing. Won't hold this one as long. Let's lower to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Chest towards the thighs. High up onto the toes. Step that right foot forward. Left knee is going to stay lifted. Let's come into that high lunge. Reach the arms up. Grow nice and tall. Bring our hands down to our hips. And we're going to walk this left foot in so that all 10 toes are still facing the top of the mat. I'm on train tracks, but my left heel can also be on the earth. So we're coming into this pyramid pose here. So let's keep our hands on our hips. Exhale, send the chest forward, flat back. So similar to what we did in our low lunge. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward, hold. Inhale, rise. Last one. Inhale, rise. Just step into the top of the mat, give it a little walk. And we'll come right into the other side. So we're going to step that right foot far back. Come into that high lunge first. Inhale, reach it up, grow tall. And hands to the hips. Draw that right leg in. Toes and hips towards the top of the mat. Straight legs. Exhale, fold forward. Flat back. If your balance is really off, I recommend moving next to a wall so that you can place your hand on it or grabbing a chair. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, rise. Once more. Inhale, rise. Step into the top of the mat, give it a walk. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Perhaps you're finding you can sink a little bit deeper towards the earth. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Deep bend in the knees, plant the hands, hop or step it back. High plank. Check in, shoulders above the wrists. Fingers spread nice and wide, belly button in. And exhale to lower to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. High up onto the toes. Step your right foot forward. I'm going to do my left because it's going to be easier to see what we're doing in the next movement here. And then I'm going to turn my back foot so that it's at 45 or 30 to 45 degrees. That might mean you need to bring that leg in a little bit closer, but we're going to drop the heel to the earth. Front foot is still facing forward. We're going to rise up. So this is our warrior one. My hips are more towards the front of my mat as opposed to our warrior two, which they are facing the side. So both heels on the earth, hips up, knee bent in the front, straight leg in the back. Good. Relax those hands to your hips. And we're going to turn and face this side, coming into our wide-legged stance. Toes, again, out 45 to 30 degrees away from us. Grow nice and tall. Hands can be either at your hips, heart center, or take them out. This will work the shoulders a little bit more. We're going to keep that flat back. Fold forward. Stop when you feel your back wants to round. And then inhale, rise back up. Exhale, fold. Hold again. Inhale, rise up. Once more. Hold with that flat back. And then we're going to release the hands to the earth and let the head round, let the spine round a little bit too. Good. Deep bend in the knees so you can bring your hands to your thighs and slowly lift yourself up. And let's come into that warrior one on the other side. So you'll want to adjust your legs so that your feet are again on train tracks. Back foot is 30 to 45 degrees. Bend into the front knee, hips towards the front. If they're a little bit off to the side and angle, that's perfectly all right. We still want to think of tracking our front knee towards our second and our big toe there. Inhale, rise up. Keep that back leg straight. Tall spine, chest lifted. Good. Relax those hands to your hips. Let's turn back to the side of the mat again. This time walking our feet in a little bit further. So coming into our goddess pose. So again, feet at the 45. We'll keep our hands on our hips, but you're welcome to take them to heart center or lift them up if you want an even greater challenge today. We're going to sink into that goddess. Option one here is to lift one heel, slowly lower, and then lift the other. You may want to start with just that because you're really going to feel it in these thighs. Option two is to lift both at the same time and lower. If lifting one and then the other feels a little bit too easy, but two is a little challenging, you can always lift one, two, lower. One. And then maybe do the opposite as well. Take it nice and slow. There's no need to go fast here. All right, relax. Whew. Step into the top of the mat. Give it a little walk. All right, let's take one last vinyasa so we can get back down to the earth. Inhale, rise up, grow tall. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Take that extra exhale, sink a little bit closer to the earth. Inhale, rise, half lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Deep bend in the knee so you can plant your hands. Step or hop it back, high plank. Last high plank of the class. So if you can, try and hold it a little bit longer. Check in with those shoulders and the belly. Still breathing. You need to lower to your knees. Feel free to do so. I'm going to hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale into that down dog. Whew. Chest towards the thighs. Those legs feel a little straighter yet? Good. Slowly lower the knees to the earth. Cross the legs underneath just so we can flip over onto our bums. We're going to come into our boat to help us lower to the earth. So hands underneath your thighs. Chest lifts, belly button in. Slowly lower back. Lift the feet up. Hands can stay gently touching your thighs or send them out. And always welcome to challenge yourself even further, straightening the legs. Keep your gaze focused on something in front of you that isn't moving. And slowly lower to the earth. Good. Take a pause here at the bottom. Maybe shuffle the hips a little bit. Let's bring our knees in. Feet planted. Hands down by our hips. Coming into our bridge pose. So lift the hips. Inhale, roll through the spine. Chest lifts last. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Inhale, lift the hips, roll through the spine, chest up. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. You're welcome to close your eyes. You got a nice bright light above you. All right, one more. Let's hold at the top a little bit longer. Perhaps we can get the chest a little bit higher. You can also try interlocking the hands underneath you and then walking the shoulder blades in towards one another. This will give you a little extra height. If it is uncomfortable or too challenging for you today, just bring your hands back to the earth. And imagine you've got that block in between your knees that you need to hold there. We're keeping space in between the knees so that our hips aren't sinking. But we're bringing that engagement into the legs. All right, release the hands and roll back down. Bring your arms out, T position. We're going to shift our hips over to the right slightly, and the knees fall to the left, coming into a reclined twist. You're welcome to take any variation with the legs. It just helps you deepen the stretch. Feel it where you need to in the lower back. You may need to shift your hips. And then your gaze can remain upwards or send it over this right hand here. If this is uncomfortable for your neck, bring the gaze back up. We'll settle in here. Take a few deep breaths. And lift the knees back to center. Other side, so hips shift to the left, knees fall to the right. Again, gaze up or over the left hand. Allow yourself to be heavy here. And inhale the knees back to center, square up the hips. And then bring your knees in close to your chest. And we're going to grab our big toes with our peace fingers. So it's like a happy baby variation is what we're going to come into here. So our feet are close to our butts to start us off, kind of like we're sitting in a butterfly pose. And we're going to just straighten one leg as much as we can and then bring it back in nice and slow. So exhale, straighten. And then inhale, bring it back in. As slow as you can, just feeling the muscles move and relax back to their resting position. Let's take one more each side. Release the toes, release the feet. Give yourself another little windshield wiper. And when you're ready, let the legs go out long down the mat. Wiggle those hips. Let the sit bones sink into the earth. Let your hands just rest by your side. Allow the feet to be apart from one another. I invite you to close the eyes as well. Coming back to a few of those deep breaths in and out through the nose. Allowing the upper body to fill with air. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the earth. If your body could grow heavier, you feel any tension in the shoulders or the neck, or still in the hips or the knees. Just makes those tiny little movements to relax everything. And let's just hang out here for a few deep breaths. If you have the time and you'd like to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer, I invite you to do just that. Acknowledging that Shavasana is just as much a part of our yoga practice as the postures and movements that we move in and out of. If you're ready to come out, just hug the knees in towards the chest and rock side to side, run circles, and that lower back a little bit of a massage. And however you'd like, whether that's rolling onto your side into the fetal position, pressing through the hands or rocking forward and back. Make your way slowly and gently up to a comfortable seated position, inviting you to keep the eyes closed for just a few more moments as well. Take one big shoulder roll, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Just let the head sway side to side. Relax the neck. Take a deep inhale, reach the arms up overhead, grow tall. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's take one more inhale, reach up, grow tall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let the thumbs rest against the chest. Check in that the shoulders and the head are relaxed. I thank you for joining me on the mat today, and I hope to see you again soon. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.